Okay, I think the stream is live. I still need a second to do like Discord shoutouts, pull up my YouTube channel so I can see chat when people start arriving, yada yada. So if you're looking at the VOD, maybe I'll put a timestamp so you can skip ahead, or you could skip like maybe 2 or 3 minutes on your own. Up to you, we'll figure it out. But yeah, welcome, welcome. Glad to have people here. I don't know how many times I've streamed this. I think this is like the 6th or 7th time. I also think we're about halfway through the story, give or take. So a lot of interesting things have already happened, and a lot of interesting things will continue to happen as this romance unfolds. A lot of my viewers have been enjoying it so far. The characters are quite exceptional, it seems. The plot is very interesting, the dialogue is very good. Definitely a lot of banger moments. My Discord shoutout is done. Now I'm gonna log off Discord just in case, because sometimes I get really stupid pop-ups. And now I guess we're more or less officially ready to begin. Let me just make myself comfortable. Just doing crisscross applesauce because I don't know what else to do. So fortunately, there's not a lot of space in my room. It's quite cramped. I basically live in a closet, and I had to bring in a huge table to put my PC on the table. So, you know, I got like no space to sit, but whatever. Alright. The following day found Lady Constance no better than before. In fact, her condition had worsened over the night. I don't remember what her condition was. I know she was sick. She was sick. We tried to give her some sort of soup or porridge thing from Taoha. She didn't like it, which she did like it. But then she said she didn't like it. She sent it back. She was like, nah, Taoha made this. I'm not eating it. Her face was flushed, her hair stuck to her reddened skin with a sheen of fine sweat, and she moaned and groaned and made such a performance one would have thought she was on the brink of death. I think, like, all of the... I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that all of the moments where she's like, oh, you guys wouldn't care if I died, or you guys want me dead, is gonna culminate soon over her being sick, and then somebody, maybe Lori, is gonna take care of her. She's gonna see that she's cared for, it's gonna resonate with her, and then we'll get some like character development as her heart slowly warms, possibly. I would like to think this is the point where she sees that she's wrong, and that she's not hated by everyone, that there's at least one person that will show her kindness. I hope that's coming. Naturally, Lady Constance did not die because she wasn't dying, she was just being ridiculous. And so it fell upon Lorena to walk to Ellesmere to purchase some medicine for Lady Constance's phantom aches and pains. Let me also take a moment to look at freaking, I see there are people in chat now. Welcome, welcome. Okay, my Elgato volume is fine, thank God. What's going on, Zoro? Nico, hi. Chaos here. Oh, Chaos, what's going on, bud? It's been a long time. What have you been up to? The bottle of cherry tincture was soon secured, and Lorena made her meandering way back to Bly. She'd been intent on her aimlessness with no purpose other than wasting time when... Let me tell you, Chaos. I went for a walk, like literally just now, like 30 minutes ago maybe, I don't know. Probably more closer to an hour ago, whatever. I went for a walk. And have you been on like Instagram and like sometimes you see like those reels where it's just like a woman walking and she has like big opai and like nice straight hair and it's just like some hot chick walking, basically. I saw that in real life just now. I was like just walking, minding my own business. It was like a somewhat busy street, but not really. Like a few cars passing by, but no pedestrians. Out of nowhere, this freaking woman steps out of her house. Long black hair, light purple tank top, white mini skirt, phenomenal body, and I'm like, holy shit, there was a woman like this in my neighborhood, and I was just blown away. I was stunned. It was like Instagram came to life. I wanted to drop a like, but I don't know how to drop a like in real life. Maybe I had to like whistle or something. Cat call. But yeah, it was freaking banging. Is this a visual novel, like, more cute or ecchi? I would say it's more ecchi, but I bought it from PlayStation 4, so it's not gonna show you anything 18 plus. It's like 18 plus without getting banned on YouTube, while still staying safe. But it's more the ecchi side for sure. We've already had some kissing, flirtations, and other stuff going on. I think there was a bath scene. A couple of things happened. She knew that familiar head of blonde hair. Who could mistake those showy curls? It was Emilie. Damn, now imagine seeing one of those in every street. That's Brazil? You're making me jealous, man. I mean, because where I live, it's like... It's not that good, if I'm being honest. Like, that girl, like, the fact that she was here was like, what? I almost regret not, stopping to, do some flirtations, you know? At least introduce myself or say something. I don't know, shit. I'm pretty sure I could have, successfully made a maneuver, you know what I mean? Oh, cool. So it's safe for streaming, but still good. Nice. Yeah, it's both. It was the best of both worlds. What have you been playing recently? Anything? Because I know you play a little bit of, like, everything, kinda. You play fighting games. You play RPGs. So I'm curious what you might be up to now. Emilie's irises flickered to the right like a cornered lizard's might. For whatever reason, she didn't seem particularly happy to remake Lorena's acquaintance. Are you alright? Oh yes, I'm fine. I apologize if I made you worry the other day. I said a few things to Taohua I shouldn't have. I always seem to say too much. I wasn't worried. You only said all that because you care about her. Do you really believe that? Yes. So does Taohua. She does? I spoke to her about it yesterday and she even seemed to be considering it. Selling the violin, I mean. Yeah, that's the kind of moment you regret. You did nothing, but maybe it was better this way. You never know. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was walking, right? And then I had that moment where I looked at her, I saw that she was attractive. And then I didn't want to stare, because, you know, it's rude. It's rude to stare. So I just looked away, and then I figured maybe in a minute I could, like, look back, you know what I mean? That second glance. But I looked away, and then we were going in opposite directions. And I was in the middle of, like, doing things. I had to go grocery shopping. I had to pick up something for my dad from the cleaners. I was, like, doing all my errands. So it was, like, I don't know. She probably had a boyfriend anyway. With that level of beauty, I'm sure she had a boyfriend. But it was a freaking amazing sight, man. I kinda opened my own gaming store online. Is it like on your own website, or is it like on eBay or something? I've been buying and selling a lot of games and making a little money out of that and playing the games while those don't sell. That's freaking awesome. That kind of reminds me of my dad has been watching a lot of YouTubers who like go to yard sales and they'll buy things. Then they'll post what they buy on eBay and make like a ton more money. So that seems like what you're doing, but you're doing it all online, which is kind of cool in a sense, because, you know, if there's pandemic in your area, you're safe from the pandemic. But yeah, it's dope. You're basically one of those yard sale flippers. I really like watching those videos, and it sounds like what you're doing is really cool, man. How has it been going so far? Do you think so far it's growing well? That you're getting a good amount of business? It's like sort of meeting your needs? Do you think it'll work out in the long term? Like, what are some of your early thoughts on your progress so far? I've been harping on it at Taohua to sell that old violin of hers for years now, and it's not just me. Sister has tried, and father when he was still here, and not roaming about in a dirty, uncivilized jungle. So for context, Chaos, this girl, obviously, she's rich, and her parents are in Zanzibar, so she's upset about her parents being in Zanzibar, and she's living with her older sister, and they're running the family's sort of instrument shop. They like repair instruments and stuff. Is there a great deal of jungle in Zanzibar? Oh, I wouldn't know. Zanzibar doesn't concern me. I'm never going to go there. But don't your parents send you letters? They do, but I'd rather not think about such things. I can't stand it, all those insects and the dirt and the dust. Emilie shuddered, wrapping her arms around her middle. For a few moments, Lorena pondered asking Emilie how she would cope in London, if the mere thought of dirt and dust made her squirm. Lorena had been raised in Liverpool, which was a fledgling city in comparison to London, but the dirt and grime that covered the streets there was often several inches thick. That's gross. That's gross. That's city life for you, but it's gross. So I found a lot of good gems on the countryside. They sold real fast, but I tried No More Heroes on PS3. Eternal Sonata, I'm really into Tales of the Abyss. That's a really amazing game, like damn. This game has the best character development I've ever seen. I've played Tales of the Abyss. I bought it on PlayStation 2 for I think about 20 bucks. I beat it. It's in my top 3 Tales games. My number 1 favorite though is on PlayStation 3, Tales of Xillia. And then I think Tales of the Abyss would be my number 2. My second favorite. And then my third favorite would be Tales of Berseria. And then a lot of the other ones are just kind of bad. I don't like them. Eternal Sonata, I played a little bit of. I don't remember much of it. I know it had a unique battle system. And I don't remember why I didn't continue playing. But I only played maybe like an hour or 2. I don't remember it being bad. So I don't know why I dropped it, but I dropped it for whatever reason. I'm kind of flipping stuff online, like Phoenix Resale and all these channels. You can see some of it on TikTok I've been posting, but it's all in Portuguese. Oh, okay. I got a Switch as well, and Fire Emblem. Ooh, 3 houses. That's dope. I played Fire Emblem, and then I ended up selling it. I don't remember what I did with the money when I sold it, but I think there was something else I wanted to buy, which is why I sold it. It was either like another game, or maybe an anime figure, but I bought some shit. But I still have Breath of the Wild, I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I have Smash Ultimate. Those are my only 3 Switch games that I have physical copies of. And then I might have a few things digital, like Tetris 99. That's the deal that breaks me, like Tales of Dragon Quest, they're like $20 games for PS2. Here it's 400 plus, so it's nice finding them cheap here. That's true. I mean, I got usually like eBay for me is where I find like decent sales. I noticed that Amazon, when it comes to used games, they tend to be priced higher on Amazon. Like for example, there's a game, it's a visual novel, and it was like $60, and then eBay had it for $35, and I was like, bro, what the hell? That's like half the price. So eBay is usually kind of like my go-to. I buy on eBay, I sell on eBay. Somebody tried to offer me a really shit offer like today or yesterday. I was trying to sell something for 35. I made them an offer because they were watching. I was like, 30 bucks. Then they messaged me. They were like, how about 25? And I'm like, bro, 25 and then eBay has fees and then shipping. I'm left with like nothing. 30 or nothing. A lot of cheap people online, unfortunately. But, you know, video game prices are going up. Inflation is going up. They better take the deals that I offer them or else they're gonna be screwed. I'm being very generous as it is. We can play Mario Kart online someday? Hell yeah. Let me know if you have or if you want the Mario Kart role in my Discord in case I organize a tournament. So far we had 2 tournaments. The first Mario Kart 8 tournament had 12 racers. And I think the second one had 6 racers. And E-Bull has won both tournaments, which is why he has the Speed Demon role in my Discord. But, yeah, we do Mario Kart tournaments. I can give you the role. I'm not logged in right now. After stream, I'll give it to you if you don't have it. Eventually, however, Lorena chose not to pass comment. She didn't want to destroy Emilie's fantasies. In any case, they weren't supposed to be talking about London or Zanzibar. How were you able to make Talhua reconsider? Did you cast some kind of spell on her? People call Talhua a witch, but maybe you're the true one with magical powers. No, I'm most certainly not a witch. An enchantress, then? Having you looked at me, I'd never be able to enchant anybody. Well, I wonder. Talhua seems very taken with you. I can tell how much she likes you. Do you mind? In all honesty, I think it's rather good for her. I worry about her, though it may seem impertinent of me, being so much younger than she is. But though I'm young, I'm not stupid. I have to watch over my sister all the time, you see, so I'm accustomed to worrying about others. I think Theodora worries about you, too. We worry about each other. That's the right way of things. It's how relationships should be. This is really fucking powerful, because I agree with her completely, but I don't think this is how it is in real life often. I feel like often, even within families, this doesn't always exist, unfortunately. This mutual caring or this mutual worrying. There's always these guys trying to get the game almost for free. Yeah, you want to know another story? So, one time I was trying to sell my Wii U, right? Wii U, 120 bucks, with, I think, 3 or 4 games. Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, Tokyo Sessions, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and maybe, I think it was the Hyrule one, Hyrule Warriors or something. So it was like 3 Zelda games, the Wii U console, and the Tokyo Mirage game, 120 bucks. That's a steal, right? Because the freaking Wii U and Breath of the Wild alone is like 140. So I'm giving them like free games, basically. Some asshole makes me an offer, $100. I'm like, dude, $120 is a steal. So anyway, I got mad, and then I raised the price because I got mad to 140. And then somebody came and they bought it for 140. Because you're still getting 2 games for free. You know what I mean? Like, whenever I sell things on eBay, I try to offer, like, an unbeatable price. Like, you're not gonna get a price better anywhere else. So I really hate when people come to my store and then they try to make me an offer that's really lowballing me when I know I'm already offering them the best deal. You know what I mean? It almost feels disrespectful, honestly. But I raised the price and I got a better deal, so it is what it is. I'm trying to sell a Deadly Premonition for PS3 for 180. A guy offered me 60 yesterday. See, that's a slap in the face. That's a no-no. Damn, I think, like, honestly, with a lot of things, you can't ask for more than 10 to 15% off. If you're asking for more than 15% off, you're being very cheap. I just have to get my Switch back. It's on my girlfriend's house. She's kinda addicted to Fire Emblem right now. Oh, damn. She jacked you. 120 cheap even for me? Damn, for sure. The Breath of the Wild for Wii U here is 1,000? Wow. I think over here it's like 40 to 60. I don't know which one's more expensive. I know the Switch one has gone lower in price. Sometimes these games are more expensive on the older console, so it might be more expensive for Wii U, I don't know. But yeah, the video game market is definitely a very fucking interesting thing to monitor and observe. I do the same with the best price, and there's always some people that offers nothing. Yeah, of course. And I don't know how they think that's gonna fly. Like, of course you're gonna be unsuccessful. And the thing is, when that guy offered me the counter offer today, I turned off counter offers. He went out of his way to private message me and ask, hey, 25 bucks? And I'm like, bro, I have counter offers turned off for a reason. It's because I'm not gonna go lower than what I offered you. But anyway, so what I said to the guy, what I actually said in the email was, unfortunately, I can't go lower than 30. And the way I said it like that is because in one of my old jobs, they said customers hate it when you say no to them. So the best way to do business with people, if you have to say no, is to start by saying unfortunately, and then you say what you have to say. I can't offer that lower price or whatever. But always start with the word unfortunately when you can't accommodate. If Talha has begun to see sense about that violin of hers, she should make a decision sooner rather than later. What do you mean? I had a discussion with my big sister last week and we came to an agreement. As you're probably aware, I've wanted to move for quite some time. The last 2 or 3 years, in fact. As long as all that, that's a nice tip. Yeah, I always remember that, man. Because I always want to be as respectful as possible as sort of the business person, or as the professional, let's say, right? Even if it's not in a merchant position. But even if it's like me working at a school or something, or working as a tutor. For some reason, I feel like I heard a voice just now in my house that doesn't belong in my house. What the fuck? Anyway. I'm gonna ignore that. Moving has been my dearest wish ever since I was 13 years of age. I've wanted to be a lady for a good deal longer. Amelia glanced up at the sky, rocking back and forth on the heels of her shoes. I fear I'll wither away and die if I remain here. I was never meant for village life. My grandfather and my parents and my sister spoiled me so, and I know it isn't their fault, but maybe all the fine clothes gave me aspirations I don't deserve. I feel like I don't belong here. I've never felt like I belonged here, and that feeling has only grown stronger and stronger as time passes by. I know we have our family business, but business would be far better in London. There are more customers, and our family is known well enough that we should be able to relocate with relative ease. I was talking to sister about it, and I think she agrees. She said I'd make a shrewd businesswoman someday. I think she was impressed by the amount of thought I had given it. Maybe that's why she started to reconsider. She could tell I was being serious, almost as serious as our parents are about their devotion to Zanzibar and the spreading of the Christian faith. Then, you don't mean... Indeed, I believe my sister and I may be moving soon, perhaps as soon as next month. It seems our parents have no intention of returning, and if they felt we were capable enough to be let on our own for 5 years, they should have no qualms about us letting them alone in return. Ah. Lorena held a hand to her breast, conflicted. On one hand, she was glad for the younger girl, but at the same time, she felt like she might miss her. Why, though? It wasn't like she and Amelia were friends. She hardly knew her. Lorena could count the number of times they spoken on one hand, but that was irrelevant. It didn't matter. It didn't alter the fact that in this small and sleepy village, where nothing much seemed to happen, gears were shifting and things were changing. Change could be a frightening thing, but the determination about Amelia's face betrayed no hesitation, no fear or anxiety at all. What are some other games that you want to get, Chaos? Whether it's for your Switch, or are there other Tales games that you want to try? Like, what are you thinking about playing next? What's on your list? The next game on my list is Elden Ring. I really want to try Elden Ring. I've been kind of, like, collecting. I have, like, a good number of Amazon gift cards. So I'm hoping I get, like, one more gift card. That way I could just use those. Seems a good game. What about that Fata Morgana? I always hear about, but never seen anything about it. Did you play it already? Let me look that up. I don't know if I've heard of that or not. Let me look that up. Fata Morgana. Video game. The House in Fata Morgana, which is on Steam. It's a visual novel. It got a 10 out of 10 on Steam. Okay, let me see more. It's dark. It has a great soundtrack apparently. It's got a lot of tragedy and insanity. And it's currently $12.50. I don't know. I don't know if this would be one that I'll play. I know that after I'm done with this game that you're watching, Blackberry Honey, there's another Yuri visual novel that I want to play on stream. And then sooner or later I'm gonna take like a vacation from streaming again because I got a new job. And a new job is full-time, so... Full-time, buddy, you know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, there's like another visual novel on my list. I think it's called Heart of the Woods. It's girl on girl, as I said. And I want to play Elden Ring on my off time, off stream, whenever I'm able to get that. In the meantime, I've still been playing Genshin. And I have Scarlet Nexus, so I might start that off stream soon. Because that looked like a really good game, and I got it around Christmas time on sale. So I gotta play it. You must have wanted to move for a long time. Amelia nodded. adroitly, her blonde curls bouncing. Then, I don't know what to say, but congratulations. I hope you do well. Thank you. Please, let Tahoe know about this. If she wishes to sell that violin of hers, she should make her mind up quickly. Right, I'll tell her. She's probably one of our best customers, so she deserves to know. And, I hope you and Tahoe are able to be happy together. I hope you're able to make her happy. You really do care about Tahoe, don't you? I can't help but care. I've known her ever since I was a little girl, though I used to be afraid of her. Whenever she came to our shop, I'd hide behind my sister's back. I was awfully shy back then. That's hard to imagine. I was always relying on my sister when I was little. She is a lot older than me, and I used to think she was reliable. Once upon a time. I think I would like to play the Trials of Mana, or something that you were streaming someday. Yeah, I was streaming Trials of Mana. That was quite some time ago. I don't know if that was like a year ago or what. But I got a platinum trophy in that game. I did enjoy it. I also played the first game in that series, which is called Secret of Mana. They're pretty good. They're not bad. I mean, the waifus are fucking hot. Like, so in Trials of Mana, I don't know if you remember, there was a blonde. Her name is like Riesz, R-I-E-S-Z. And there's a figure coming out of her this month, July. It was supposed to come out last month, June, but it didn't. And I pre-ordered it. And I'm hoping that they fucking hurry up and release it, because I would like to do another unboxing video where I unbox that figure and like 3 or 4 other figures that I have here on hold waiting for the unboxing video. And maybe some JRPGs. Don't have nothing on my mind. Have you played Trails? Like Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel? I highly recommend Trails, man. Trails is the best JRPG series. I did a YouTube video about it before. The Trails of series. You can watch the video if you want, but I've played like everything. You already know that. I hope you know that by now. And I would say that Trails is better than Final Fantasy, Persona, Dragon Quest. I would say it's better than like all of the greats. And the best thing about it is that it has consistency. So for example, there are some Final Fantasy games you'll love, and there are some that might not be so strong for you, like the 13 series. With Tales of, there are some games that you'll love, like Abyss, and then there are other games that you might not care for as much, like Zestiria maybe, or Symphonia. But with Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel, all of those games, every title that they release is a fucking hit. It's always at least an 8 out of 10, if not a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. It's always at the top of its game. To the point where if there's a collector's edition for a new title, I'm gonna get the fucking collector's edition. I've have those on my Steam, but didn't play a lot of Trails in the Sky, bro. If you have time for it, keep going, man. Trust me, the deeper you get, the more hooked, the more engaged, the more fucking like dying for the next installment you'll become. I guarantee it. Emilia coughed elegantly into her hand. She got the Rona, Chaos. She got the Rona. I think we're good. It still says we're streaming 29 minutes. Let me know if you can hear me when you get a chance, Chaos, because my freaking Ethernet cable popped out and I had to pop it back in. Yeah, if you hear me, then we're good to continue. Alright, cool. I think if this was Twitch, it would have taken way longer to fucking come back for some reason. Tahoe, meanwhile, was unsettling and peculiar. I'd never seen a woman like her before. I thought she was a witch. But witch or not, she always greeted me politely. She gave me silly nicknames and laughed when I hid from her. Sometimes she gave me sweets. I don't know if I consider her a friend. We're too far apart in age, and she watched me grow up, but I suppose she's something like a sister to me. I think she deserves to be happy, and you might be the only one who can make that happen. That's really sweet. Oh, no, this is my favorite. This is best girl, okay, Chaos. So, this is Constance. I don't know if you've seen any of her from, like, my other streams or any of the VODs of those streams. But she is a mean little girl. But, every time she's mean, she's like, very well spoken in her meanness. So, she's really good at, like, grinding people's gears. Getting people to quit being her tutor. Like, she has a very, like... I don't want to call it wise, but you know what I mean? Like, she's very smart about being mean. She's very good at it. And what am I supposed to do with this? I believe the bottle says you're supposed to drink it. Well, I don't want it. But you were the one who requested this medicine, weren't you? I don't know. I don't remember. Surely you must. You said you couldn't stand castor oil or cod liver, and had to have something sweeter. Those words came out of your mouth. You don't need to tell me that. I know what I said. Then why don't you take your medicine? It should make you feel better. And how do you know? You're not a doctor, you're just a maid. I'm just reading what it says on the bottle. Oh yes, you and your reading. Why did you bother learning? You're not a scholar, you're not a scientist, you're just a maid. And as your maid, I want you to take your medicine so you can get better. Oh, really? Bro, Constance is best girl, man. I just realized... Okay, I'm good. Lady Constance's eyes flash dangerously. That is funny. I didn't realize you were a clown. Maybe you would be better suited to work at Brighton Pier, entertaining children at the Punch and Judy show. What are you talking about? You shouldn't get yourself so worked up when you're ill. Like you care. You don't give a stuff that I'm ill. You or any of your other maids. Of the other maids. You knew I was sick, but you tricked me into eating that parlor maid's awful food, and I bet you thought it was so funny. You're probably laughing about it together. You act like you care because you have to, but that's as far as it goes. Lady Constance. You hate me. All the maids hate me. You and Pauline and Isabel and Ada. Even though she's so soft, she probably doesn't have it in her to kill a fly. She doesn't realize that she hates me, but I know she does. She trembles like a sick dog whenever she sees me. If she didn't hate me, she wouldn't be so afraid of me. Lady Constance sniffed and wrapped her arms around her knees. They made the covers jut around them like two small islands. The parlor maid is the worst. She hates me more than the rest of you put together. She doesn't say it, but it's so obvious. When she looks at me, it feels like she's dissecting me. I can't stand it. I hate it. I hate all of it. The only person who cared about me was Miss Adrian, but Mother sent her away. Now, I don't have any allies. Well, if you all hate me, then I'll hate you too. But Lady Constance... Lorena's tone shifted. It was softer, gentler. Lady Constance deserved that much. Though Lorena hated the girl, the fact Lady Constance knew she was hated made her seem more pitiable than ever before. In any event, the girl was not so very old. She was only 12, just a child. Mary had been unmanageable when she was that age too. That was right, Lorena would pretend she was Mary. I know I might be overstepping my boundaries, but... surely it should not come as a surprise that the other maids dislike you. You don't deny it? I won't deny it because it's true. I can't deny the truth. The other servants try. So does Mother. So does Father whenever he is around, which isn't very often. They tell me I'm loved. It's a lie. But don't you see, it's hard to love a girl when she acts so difficult. Difficult? Yes, you must know you're difficult. You always insult the servants. You make us do impossible tasks. You scold us for every little thing. And you never, ever, ever remember to say please or thank you. And why should I thank you? Because it's the polite thing to do. You forget your place. You're a servant. I shouldn't thank you for doing your job. Should I thank the sun for shining or the flowers for blooming? The sun and the flowers don't have feelings. Servants do. We're human beings just like you. I know you don't like her, but Toaho is a human being too. A novel idea. Oh, just remembered I would really like to try that Kirby new game. Seems amazing. I haven't played it. I haven't seen much of it. I did see 2 people very briefly stream it. One of them was a female VTuber. I watched her for like maybe 30 minutes. I don't know. It wasn't very long. And then I think I saw a big YouTuber. I don't know if it was like Sea Dog or Iron Mouse or somebody else play it for a few minutes. I haven't played Kirby since Game Boy Advance. Yeah, and the only one that I played was Nightmare in Dreamland, which I've heard is arguably the best title. I did hear that this new one is very good. I always wanted to play Air Rider, which was a Kirby game on the GameCube. I never got to play that. But it's been a long time since I've played a Kirby game myself. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know, Chaos, if you get it. What it's like. You gotta give me a rating on everything. If it's a 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, gotta keep me posted. Well, tell me this, Lori. Even if I did say please and thank you and acted like the perfect little girl, would you like me? Would you honestly like me? No, don't answer. I already know the truth. I don't think you would. In fact, I can say it with certainty. You still wouldn't like me at all. Why do you say that? Because I'm rich and you're not. That's the reason enough for most people to hate each other. Even if I was a perfect angel, you'd still dislike me because I have all this. Lady Constance gestured about her bedroom, with its 4-poster bed and expensive carpets. And you sleep in an attic. How could you like me under these circumstances? It's not possible. It isn't. Because if I was you, I would hate me too. Lady Constance. But how do you think I feel? I'm sick and tired. You maids hate me. The parlor maid particularly hates me. Daddy's always away on business. And I'm not allowed to play with the children in the village. Even if I was allowed, they'd never want to play with me. I don't have any friends or allies, not a single one. Not since Miss Adrienne was sent away. I have dolls, but I'm too old for them. They can't talk to me. Well, Lorena bowed her head. She knew she was fighting a losing battle, but she couldn't stop herself from trying. I've only played that one that is Kirby Tetris for SNES. Ooh, man. Do you still have a handheld like a Nintendo DS or a Game Boy Advance SP or something? Because if you really want to play Kirby, I do think you should play Nightmare in Dreamland. If you're ever able to get a affordable copy. It was such a good game. What's going on, Toby? How's your week been, bud? If she didn't try, she'd never forgive herself. She was still upset about the ruckus Lady Constance had caused yesterday over the porridge, but, as Lorena's mother would have said, there was no sense crying over spilt milk. Or spilt milk and oats. I know I'm a lot older than you, and we got off on the wrong foot. But, maybe, if I'm not being too forward, maybe I could be your friend. You? My friend? That's right. I could. If you want. Lady Constance paused. She seemed to consider the idea for a few moments before... Heh. She smirked. It wasn't a pleasant expression. In fact, it was incredibly disagreeable. You must think I'm stupid. We can't be friends. It's not possible. I know you're trying to play the Good Samaritan, but I don't want your pity. I'm not. Don't lie to me. I don't want to hear it. I already told you. I'm sick of it. But You're lying again. I know you don't like me, no matter what you say. You're just like Amy. You feel sorry for me, so you're offering to be my friend out of pity. But that isn't the same as liking me. Nobody likes me. Damn. Feels bad, man. Anybody in chat like Constance? Anybody want to be her friend? What's going on, Ren? Well, that's the thing. I always have some portable consoles. But I get tired and sell them in like a month? No! Oh my god, you're killing me, Chaos. I still have my DS, my SP, my Vita, my PSP. Never sell your handhelds, man. They got some... But first of all, they have a lot of hidden gems on handhelds. Second of all, they're perfect if you need to take something with you on like a vacation. Like, come on, man. Don't sell your handhelds. Don't do it. Don't do this. Why? The only one I'm keeping is the Switch because I can put it on my TV. That makes sense, but still, damn. Week was hard? Learning and sleep? Now I'm so tired. How are you? I'm doing alright. I also had a crazy week. A full, basically 30-hour week of job training. I was trying to figure out who to email about my job training because I don't know how to, like, get paid for it because they never told me if there was, like, a timesheet or something. But somebody finally emailed me today and I sent them my hours. And I'm looking forward to getting paid for this week of long training because goddamn was it a grind. Feels bad, man, for the story? Does that mean you'll be Constance's friend? So, she refused to take her medicine. Lorena nodded mutely. Well, not to worry. If Lady Constance didn't take her medicine, she can't be that ill. I don't know. She wasn't acting like herself. More fool her, then. If she's genuinely sick, she'll make herself sicker if she doesn't try to get better. That isn't your problem. It is partially my problem, given she is my employer. She isn't your employer, Lori. We've been through this. For all her airs and graces, Lady Leonard is the one who pays your salary, not her daughter. Yes, and Lady Leonard would be very happy to learn I'm letting her beloved daughter waste away. Oh, my little Lori, you seem somewhat stressed. I am stressed and confused, too. I feel like I've done something wrong, but I don't know how to set it right. I don't know if I can. You're a kinder girl than I to worry your pretty little head about Lady Constance. For all she might have told you, I doubt she's ever bothered to worry about you. Well, perhaps not, but... See, if she doesn't care about you, you shouldn't care about her. Oh yeah, teaching small kids went well. No, I'm not really teaching yet. It was just a week of training, so... Basically, we were just like watching videos, discussing what we saw in the videos, discussing ideas for planning of future lessons, and I guess next week will be the official teaching, starting Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know if Tuesday is just an assessment day or an actual teaching day, so we'll see. But yeah, starting next week is the real teaching. Yeah, I'm gonna be teaching summer school chaos, and when summer school is over, I'll be teaching 5th grade for the school year. What are you teaching, Chaos? What grade level of students? That's pretty dope. I didn't know you were gonna end up becoming a teacher. Shit. I feel her, bruh. At work, lol. Damn. Ren driving, bro. We humans are fragile creatures, and we shouldn't expend energy fussing over those who neither deserve nor want our attention. Life is too short. Lorena leaned back in the chair and glanced her upwards, her eyelashes fluttering. Light streamed in through the window, and she could see dust dancing about in the golden glow. It flickered like fireflies. Hope it goes well for you? Hell yeah. The sky outside was bright, cloudless blue. It was so blue, in fact, Lorena wondered whether she could paddle in it. The sweet smell of roses, lavender, and frangipani drifted in the air. You're probably right, I just don't dwell on it. You have no reason to feel guilty. Ha, I wish I could be as cold as you. You think I'm cold? I've been teaching English for every age, children, adults, anyone. I've also done that because I remember I had an adult learner with dyslexia, and I was doing lessons with her for reading and writing. Well, short stream for me. I need to sleep. Sleep well, Toby. Thanks for popping in and saying hello, buddy. And I go to a programming school. Even I don't know nothing about programming games or anything, but I'm giving classes there for like 3 months now. Wait, if you don't know about programming, how the hell are you giving classes there? What the fuck? Did you put on your resume that you were a Twitch streamer and they were like, fuck it, we'll let him teach programming? Like, that doesn't make sense. How cruel. I'm hurt, my little Lori. You of all people should know how passionate I can be. Well, maybe you and Lady Constance are similar in that regard. Whatever do you mean? Are you vying for a good head flick, young lady? No, I just... Lorena giggled softly, brushing a strand of hair behind the shell of her ear. I was thinking you can both be quite passionate when you want to be. Ah yes, an excessive yellow bile. We're probably both choleric. The hell? As you should know, I'm rather more worried about you than I am Lady Constance, my little Lori. I don't like seeing you look so down. Oh, I'm sorry? You don't need to apologize. I wasn't harping at you. I was just thinking. You want to go for a walk? It might clear your head, and it is such a beautiful day. It seems like a shame to waste it. But Lady Constance, let's not think about her. Let's not even talk about her. Let's spend some time alone together, alright? Well, plus the cook wants us to pick more blackberries. Does she want to make more jam? That is rather unlikely. Everyone in Bly seems to know what happens when I try cooking now. Oh, I'm sorry. If only I hadn't been so foolish. Don't worry, I'm not blaming you. The cook is the one who should do the cooking. Her job description is in her title, I suppose. Only in English? Well, I don't know how it happened, but I just read some tutorials for the students and that's it. The owners don't know nothing about game programming as well, so I'm like a genius there? Damn. I mean, you know, as long as it's working out, man. Is it a job that you're planning to do long term, or are you looking to build your skills or your experience in that and then move on to something else? Now, would you mind accompanying me, my fair lady? Picking some blackberries might cheer you up. When Talha phrased it like that, it was impossible for the younger maid to resist. The blackberry thicket was overgrown with tall trees, secreted away deep in Bly's grounds. The house itself was no longer visible. It was hidden away behind a bower of trees and bushes. It was just Lena and Talha here, sheltering from the sun, which had beaten down on their heads relentlessly during their trek. The smell of blackberries was almost overwhelming. It lingered in the air, even stronger than the intermingled scents of the crisp air, the dew-flecked grass, and the summer flowers. The earth was littered with black fruits. They burst open beneath the heels of the two meandering maids. The blackberries split open and oozed deep purple fluid over the scattered soil. They were a veritable feast for ants and caterpillars, perhaps, but these blackberries were of no use to the cook. The two maids were supposed to be picking the right berries from the bushes. Wasn't that why Talha had requested Lorena's company? But Lorena couldn't focus on her task. Her attention had been captivated almost completely by Talha. Damn, what flirty from the story? Yeah, they flirt a lot. They already kissed as well. I don't really know, I really want to have my game store in the future, so I'm gonna continue with this classes, so I can have some funds to buy games and build something in the future. It makes sense. That's a good plan so far, I think. So does this mean that you want your game store to someday switch from being virtual to having a small physical location? Or do you want it to sort of stay virtual online and just grow in recognition, word of mouth and all that? Talha's hair was dark. It fell around her shoulders, sleek and smooth. It was the same rich color as the pulp that spilt stickily from the crushed blackberry corpses on the ground. Her face was mostly obscured by shadow, but chinks of light spilt through the leafy canopy here and there and picked out her features. Her almond-shaped eyes, the curve of her cheeks, her soft lips. Twelhar might have been a mystery, but she really was beautiful. That was something Lena couldn't deny. Gosh, I gotta be careful around you guys with my poor English. I mean, I knew what you were saying though, the context was there. The young maid tried to inhale, but her breath caught in her throat. Why did she feel so warm? Have you forgotten why we came here already, my little Lori? Well... Ah, you're so lovely. Talha sighed, cupping Lorena's cheek with her right hand. Her fingers, Lena noted, were very slender. They were long and thin, tipped with crescent moon nails. My cute little pet, are you getting excited? I'm not. Oh, but I rather think you are. You don't have any proof. Do you want me to prove it? Well, silly little Lori, it's so charming when you can't be honest with yourself. It makes me want to bully you. You always bully me. Because it cheers you up. It does not. It does. Waiting on Lady Constance these last 2 days has made you miserable. You've suffered enough. If at all possible, I want to lessen your burden. Now, lie back like a good girl and leave everything to me. Taha leant in a little closer until there was only an inch between the two women. Lorena drew in a breath. She trembled. But please don't do that. Well, if you really don't want my company... Taha smiled, seemingly unaffected, and curled a strand of dark hair about her finger. Shall we start picking those blackberries? Yes, I really like to talk to people about games, like all day long. That's my passion. So a place full of games and people that love games, as well as like my dream. That kind of reminds me of like... Well, okay, and I'm thinking about like comic book stores now. Because people like hang out there and they'll play cards sometimes, like Magic the Gathering and shit. So that's kind of what I picture if you want to have like a community in your game shop. A place where you can talk about games, maybe even play some card games together, that type of thing. Sounds pretty cool. Or maybe have like game tournaments on location. Like Smash Ultimate Tournament, you could play at the shop. Maybe even like bet a little bit of money, like $5 in the pot. Smash tournament, Pokemon tournament, whatever, you know what I mean? It sounds cool. It's incredible that Nico's streams only have people that are not English native speakers. I mean, yeah, we got Chocola from Brazil. We got Nep Guy from Brazil. Chaos from Brazil. I think I had somebody else from Brazil. We got Ren, who's in Europe. Toby is in Europe. We got a couple of people like 99 in Asia. Eggrom in Asia. I mean, I think a lot of my, like, stronger supporters are from outside of Americas. I definitely have a lot of American subscribers and followers, but I feel like the non-Americans show up to stream more. Something like a comic book store, people playing, hanging out, eating stuff, a nice glass with high-dollar games, nice collection of toys. That sounds like a damn good, like, dream and a goal, honestly. You know, it's definitely something positive. It's something that you'll be excited about that'll make you happy. It's something that will always pretty much have, like, what do I want to say? Like a consumer base, you know what I mean? That said, the only thing that I worry about is, like, in regards to that, is like when I think about chains like GameStop, because GameStop is closing a lot of locations, right? And then I think the reason for that is because a lot of people are like on Steam, right? And now Steam is releasing a console, so people just play digital games. And then there's also PlayStation Now, where you could rent and stream games. So you don't have to actually buy the game, you know what I mean? So I wonder if game shops are kind of going out of business. I do feel that like the retro game shops that are kind of like privately owned, kind of like what you want to do, I feel like those might have better business because they usually have like a lot of rare hidden gems that people want to go find, and they don't have to worry about being a big chain that has to pay a bunch of different employees, you know what I mean? So there are definitely benefits to that. And like you said, if you're doing events on location, like card tournaments, game tournaments, that helps to potentially bring business to your shop. But yeah, basically you're going to have to think about in the long term, like, where can I open up shop that I'll have good business that people can easily get to? What things do I want to do for marketing? Is it tournaments? Is it having a Twitter page or an Instagram channel? You know what I mean? Because, you know, that marketing component is going to be very important for your longevity. It's the only thing I can think that would make me want to work every single day and be happy doing that. True. I can see that. I understand that. Later that day, Lorena found herself cleaning the parlor with Effie. Lorena had grown slightly more accustomed to Effie's company, but she was still unsure whether she should call the other maid a friend or not. Maybe confidant would be better. Not that Lorena had much she wished to confide. Lorena ducked her head, her face flushed. Yeah, like the digital market is growing faster and becoming the biggest market, but I think GameStop always will have high prices for bad games. Yeah, That's literally the worst thing. That if you want to like trade in at GameStop, they give you nothing. I think they give you 10% of what they'll sell it for. So if they're gonna sell a game for $30, they'll give you $3, which is bullshit. And they pay bad for trade. Yep, they do. They do. If I have a nice little store, become friends with every customer and stuff like that, I think I can grow a lot. Yeah. Definitely building relationships with the customers goes a long way. So for example, I think you know Nico Giga. He talks a lot in my Discord recently. He posted a lot of waifu pics. So Nico Giga lives in Americas, and he lives near a comic shop that also has like anime figurines, and if you want an anime figurine, they could have it shipped to the location and they'll sell it to you. You know what I mean? They could be like a middleman. So he's friends with the owner. So the owner gives him deals and everything, and he supports the business a lot, and he buys from the guy a lot. And that's like a good example of how if you're a shop owner and you have positive rapport with your customers, offer them good deals, keep them coming back, they're going to spread the word of mouth positively and help you build your little community, your business, you know? And when people know they're getting screwed, they'll spread that word of mouth too. Like, for example, there are restaurants in my neighborhood that have been getting very cheap with the food. Like, for example, I ordered a sandwich the other day that had like hardly any cheese in it, and I told my friends, yeah, they're not giving us much mozzarella cheese anymore. It's basically just meat. You know what I mean? So that negative word of mouth also spreads. So you always want to do right by the customers to the best of your ability. Hydrate, Nico? I cannot hydrate. I had one sip of water and I drank it like maybe 20 minutes ago. And I have no more water next to me. And I'm too lazy to get more water. Like, they can get me deals. I can get them deals, grow as a community. Fuck yeah. Oh, that seems like a really nice shop. Hell yeah, dude. Effie glanced over at Lorena. Her eyes were lidded, as per usual, but there was something oddly penetrating about her gaze. Lorena shifted awkwardly. She glanced at the floor. What are you looking at? I'm thinking. Thinking about what, exactly? Your face? Is there something wrong with it? It looks happy. I feel the same as usual. If you say so. Effie smiled one of her strange elfin smiles. I'm glad you listened. To what? Your heart. I don't even know what that means. I think you do. Lorena's face burned. Was she really that transparent? And even later that evening, the two maids were secreted away in Taho's room. The sky outside Taho's window was dark, splashed liberally with stars, and the moon was full and heavy. Taho was standing behind Lorena, fingers toying with her hair. Taho hummed beneath her breath the whole while. It was a pleasant tune, but Lorena had no idea where it had first originated. Knowing Taho, it was probably something from the opera. Something European. Restaurants that pour on the fries are always good in my book. Places be too cheap these days. How much fries do you want, my man? Let me tell you something, Saru. Fries are an iffy business, alright? Because, like, I feel like at least 70% of places that give you fries are going to give you soggy-ass fries. And 30% or less are going to give you nice, crisp fries. Here's the second problem. If they do give me nice, crisp fries, I think sometimes they're undersalted. Because you need salt. And then your best bet is to dip them in ketchup, but it's still kind of mediocre, you know what I mean? It's very rare to find a place that has really good fries. There was one place where I live where they give you a bison burger. You could build your own burger, right? So I get bison meat instead of beef. I get bison. And then I get mozzarella cheese, smoked apple with bacon, lettuce. And I get the Cajun fries. And it's fucking amazing. But not everybody got Cajun fries. Not everybody got bison burgers. Like meatballs with macaroni? What? Who's eating meatballs with macaroni? Bro, you gotta do chicken with macaroni. And it's like, you're not mixing the chicken into the macaroni. I'm sure some people do that. I like to keep them separate and just eat them like a little chicken, a little mac, a little chicken, a little mac. Kind of like Dietis said. I don't know if you guys watched Dietis' eating video, but he was talking about how if your meal has like 3 different things, you rotate between eating them so you finish all 3 things at the same time. That's kind of like my eating style, I think. Well, it might depend. Sometimes I'll eat one thing and then I'll eat the other thing, but I also like to rotate sometimes so I finish everything in one shot. Cajun fries are the best fries, man. It's no competition. Something cultured, something Lorena would no doubt not understand. While Tahua busied herself, Figaro stretched out in Lorena's lap. He mewed lazily and flicked his tongue against the tip of her fingers. It tickled, but it wasn't unpleasant. I think he likes me. I should hope so, too. It's rather hard not to like you, my little Lori. I'm not sure about that. Pauline hates me enough for 4 people. Pauline is a bitch. Yep. Tahua! Lorena scolded the older maid, but there was no real passion in her voice. She quite agreed. Lorena didn't particularly want to think about Pauline. Figaro really is a friendly kitty. He is when he gets to know you. He can be standoffish at first. Maybe you could even call him arrogant. Like you then? Yes, indeed, very much like me. I knew when I first saw him that we would make a good pair. He has such airs and graces. He acts like he's royalty, when in reality he's nothing more than a stray, with no fortune to his name. That's another thing we have in common. I wouldn't be too sure about that. Tahua. What is it, my little Lori? I have something to tell you. Then, by all means, tell me. Well... Lorena bit down on her lower lip. I went to the village this morning to collect Lady Constance's medicine, and... Don't tell me, did one of the farmhands find the face of Jesus in a potato? What? No. Does that really happen? It does, if you believe it does. I, unfortunately, am a touch too cynical to pin my faith on miraculous root vegetables. Lorena laughed and shook her head. She thought as much. Actually, I ran into Amelie. You seem to encounter the ever-delightful Amelie an awful lot. I didn't think she was the sort to venture more than 5 steps outside of her drawing room. She's sturdier than she looks. I think you might be right about that. Though Amelie was a vision of perpetual pink, with curled hair and thick blonde eyelashes, she really was a force to be reckoned with. What are you saying what about, Ren? Jesus' face on a potato? It happens! I think I've seen that on, on the internet, like maybe Discord or Twitter, where there are like memes and people are like, my potato chip looks like Abraham Lincoln. People do shit like that. Amelia asked me to tell you this. She said it was important. Well, if Amelia thinks it's important, I'm sure it must be a grave matter. What's the problem? Did she snag one of her newest party frocks? No, it's rather more serious than that. She told me she was going to be moving. Oh? Tahua paused. Her fingers stilled, embedded inside Lorena's hair, while the owner of said fingers looked at Lorena's scalp with a small frown. She said if you were planning to sell your violin, you should come to a decision quickly, because she and her sister might not be staying here for much longer. Oh. Tahua drew in a breath. Is that how it is? She sounded rather convinced of the fact, too. Oh my. Well, I never expected that. Neither did I. I don't know if Amelia did either. She sounded just as surprised as I was. Well, she has cause to be surprised. Her family has lived and worked in Ellesmere for more than 3 generations. They have something of a reputation around here, not to mention the memories. I didn't think Theodora would throw it away so readily. They're not throwing it away, not really. And what would you know about that, Lorena? I know I don't know them like you do, but I think a lot of thought has been put into it. Well, I suppose it was only a matter of time. Amelia hates it here, and I don't blame her. Shropshire is a dull corner of the country to grow up in, and it's becoming harder and harder for small businesses to thrive. Practically speaking, London would be their best bet. If they want to move, I can't stop them, though I suppose I might miss Theodora. We get on rather well. But what do you think about it? About what? You know, your violin. Talhua inhaled. That is a difficult question, Lorena. I don't want to be rash. That violin is my most prized possession. Theodora might be moving, but that doesn't mean I should. But... hush. I'll come to a decision within time. But you might not have any time. You need to decide now. My. Talhua's tone darkened, so did her expression. Are you trying to tell me what to do, Lorena? Ah! Lorena gasped softly. Figaro's ear quirked upwards. Sensing something was amiss with his mistress, the black cat slipped off Lorena's lap and padded to a corner of the room. But Lorena could do no such thing. All she could do was sit there, trembling, as the full brunt of Talhua's displeasure fell upon her slender shoulders. She'd never felt more frail. It was just like the last time Talhua had lost her temper. She'd promised it wouldn't happen again, but... I'm sorry if I was being too pushy. It's fine, Lorena. I know what you mean. And I'm glad you came to tell me. I appreciate it. But the parlor maid's voice was icy and cold. Their violin is even more expensive than you might think. With her violin, it sounds like if she sells it, she could buy like a mansion and a large piece of property and still live the rest of her life in peace. But yeah, it's more expensive than a regular violin. It wasn't how Talhua should have spoken to Lorena. It wasn't how Talhua typically spoke to Lorena. Weren't they friends? Were they not in fact something more? Why then did she sound so cold? Maybe Talhua didn't care about Lorena as Lorena cared for her, and to think. For a while, Lorena had been half tempted to imagine Talhua might perhaps have loved her. Seems like Lorena is doubting Talhua's love after that second outburst. And I must say, for any of you who might end up dating one day, if you see these borderline bipolar mood changes in someone, it's probably not a good sign. I don't know how this story is gonna end, given that this keeps occurring. But we'll see. But there was no love. There was a mere like. Yeah, it was an old violin made by some guy in Italy. They explained it a little bit in one of my previous streams. But basically, you'll never get another violin like that since it was made in a specific place by a specific creator. It was a curious manner of liking, certainly, that manifested itself in midnight rendezvous in Talhua's room, shared jokes, silly giggles, and gentle kisses, but that was all it was. Talhua didn't love Lorena, but she did love that violin of hers. If Talhua had ever had to decide between the two, Lorena knew which would win. She didn't have a chance. Lorena had always known the truth, but she hadn't wanted to admit it. Now it was staring her in the face. Effie had told her to listen to her heart, and Lorena's heart was telling her, quite plainly, that she would always be second best. I'm sorry, but you've given me quite a lot to think about. I need to be on my own. I hope you don't mind. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lorena got to her feet. I'll take my leave now. And with the stumbling steps of a frostbitten beggar, Lorena departed. She hoped Talhua might call her back, but she never did. That night, Lorena curled up beneath her blanket and shivered. Her blanket seemed thinner and meaner than ever, her mattress even more lumpen and misshapen. No matter how the young maid tossed and turned, she couldn't get comfortable. Thoughts raced through her head, more innumerable than the stars in the night sky. That violin is my most prized possession. It was as Amelia had said. Talhua cared about that violin more than anything else. Far more than she cared about Lorena. Lorena could still recall how icy Talhua's tone had been earlier that evening, down to the last spine-chilling syllable. Are you trying to tell me what to do, Lorena? Maybe she had, just a little, but she had Taho's best interests at heart. If Taho wasn't happy in Bly, being paraded before Lady Leonard's guests like an exotic orchid, then why did she continue to stay here? Why didn't she leave? But Taho, apparently, was content to endure all the curious stares and uneducated gossip in the world, so long as she could continue to cling onto her violin. Why? Was Lady Whittier that important to her? Lorena didn't know. She didn't know because Taha wouldn't tell her. Taha never told her anything. Maybe Taha didn't really trust her. Didn't really like her. Now, why did that thought hurt so much? Lorena sniffled. Her eyes started to prickle. She wiped them with the backs of her arms, but yet more tears started to fall. She didn't want to cry. She couldn't bear it if she cried. She hadn't shed tears when Pauline slapped her, or when Lady Constance made her scrabble about in the rose bush. She hadn't even cried when Arthur Pickering had attempted to fondle her through the fabric of her maid's uniform. She was the daughter of Mabel Wall, for goodness' sake. Her mother's strong, indomitable blood ran through Lorena's veins. She could weather any storm, but, curiously enough, nothing over the last 5 months has stunned Lorena quite as much as this. What do you think is more important, your dreams or your lover? That depends, Saru. That depends. And I'll tell you why. Speaking from experience. Once upon a time, Saru, there was a girl that I was deeply in love with. And we had a lot of fun hanging out all the time. It was always smiles, it was always positivity. There was never negativity, and there was never a dull moment. Everything was 10 out of 10. But, you know, circumstances happen. People go to different schools. People get different jobs. Life pulls people apart. So I'm not with that person. But if I had to choose between that person or dreams, I would have chosen my lover or that person. But I've been in other relationships with girls who are not nearly as perfect, to say the least. Girls who seem great at first, and then you discover a large number of flaws. And in those cases, I would choose my dreams over my lover. So it depends on the girl, whether your dreams are more important or whether the girl is more important. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have the financial or any stability I needed to sort of stay with that person. But yeah. But that's my take on it. I think that question could go either way. What's your opinion, since you asked? Give me your opinion now. Well, right now I'm putting both at my priorities, and I'm doing fine for the past 8 months. So for me, it's working choosing both. But with other girls, this would have been a terrible choice. Agree 100% with Nico. Damn straight, fams. Yeah, so Chaos, aka Zoro here, told me, I think over the summer, that he just got a girlfriend not too long ago. They've been together for a few months now. I'm saying over the summer, but it's summer now. Fuck. Was it a year ago that we talked, Chaos? Why do I feel like it was summer when we last talked? It must have been more recent than that. Shit. But it does feel, it's been a while, though. But anyway, Chaos is happily dating someone that's, like, really awesome. And he's also got a lot of new business opportunities, so he definitely can speak to this with equal clarity. Erlene is shook, tears beaded in the corners of her eyes like dew on the underside of a daisy. She couldn't help herself. It hurt too much. So, she was crying. She hadn't realized just how much she had grown to care about Talhua, until the older woman had rejected her. I think I should be on my own. But for how long? A few days? A week? A month? But by then it would be too late. Theodore and Amelia would have moved to London, and Talhua would no longer be able to sell her violin. They'd both be trapped inside Bly like figures within a snow globe, while the years piled about their shoulders, getting older and sadder and tireder as they continued to drift apart. No. Lorena clenched her hand into a fist, her nails dug into her skin. She didn't want that. She couldn't let that happen. But Talha could be so very stubborn when she wanted to be, and Lorena didn't know how she could persuade her. She'd just make Talha hate her more than she already did. Her future really was murky. Great sage advice, understandable. I'd put my dream before a lover. You need to find someone that supports your dream and theirs. Damn. Have you ever come close to that, Saru? How many relationships have you had, and have you had one that you think was ever sort of like the one I mentioned, where it was like a 10 out of 10, but then, you know, just circumstances kind of pulled it apart? Or have you been in a lot of like shitty ones? I've been in a number of like either just bad relationships or not even getting to the relationship stage, just girls flirting with me, and it was very bad. I don't know if I ever told you my story, Saru, and I don't know if Chaos has heard all of my stories, but I'll just give you guys 2 quick examples. So, for example, one time when I was in high school, there was a girl I liked. She was, I think, Hispanic, but white skin, light skin, no tan, and like reddish, like Ariana Grande cat hair, you know what I mean? She had that reddish hair, light skin, kind of like an Ariana Grande, basically. And she was very beautiful. And I was into her. I checked her out for quite a few months. Eventually, I found out from one of our mutual friends that this girl liked me as well. So we exchanged contact information and we started talking, whatever. And one day she was flirting and she says, "All of my guys have been your color. I'm tan. I'm like a caramel, for the record." So basically she likes caramel guys. But that really turned me off for 2 reasons. First of all, when you say all of my guys have been your color, it sounds like you're gonna like rip off my skin and just like have sex with my skin or something while I'm dead in the corner looking like Mr. Winter, you know what I mean? It just sounds creepy. The second problem is it implies that she's been with a lot of different guys, which for me isn't the most attractive thing. Especially when you're in high school and you're thinking this girl is young and she's already been with a lot of different guys. Like, if you're in adult life, fine, whatever. But at that age, it's like, oh, this is kind of gross. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was one situation gone wrong. Then there was another one, also another high school one. There were college ones as well, obviously, but the high school ones were really bad. So there was another girl in high school. I was friends with her. We used to text a lot. And I guess she liked me. And I was like kind of aware, but not fully aware. I didn't like her as anything more than a friend. So I kind of didn't even want to confirm her feelings. You know what I mean? But anyway, it turns out she did like me. And graduation was coming up. So I guess she was desperate to confess her feelings. And desperate for things to evolve. So her pickup line, I guess, ended up being, "I want to have your babies." Now remember, this is a girl that I wasn't attracted to, and I only saw as a friend, and she just skipped "I like you" and went straight to "I want to have your babies." Lost contact with her, because Jesus, I was not going to keep up those text messages. But yeah, it's just a lot of awkward people. What I will say about those 2 examples that I gave, they're not the best examples because those are just people who said the wrong thing. Whereas other girls that I've been like kind of flirting with or dating, they were worse because those are people that, and I won't get into it too much, but there were a number of girls that I was romantically involved with, and those girls seemed really cool at first, and then I just found out that they had a lot of mental health issues that made them very anxious. They were on a lot of medications. Their anxiety led to a lot of verbal abuse. They would yell at me a lot for no reason, and then my friends who were with me would be like, "What happened there? Like, you didn't do anything to her, she started yelling at you." There were a lot of situations like that as well. So unfortunately for me, I've met a lot of girls that are mentally unstable, or have terrible pickup lines. But there was, like I said, that one girl who was a 10 out of 10, and to this day I'm extremely regretful that she got away, but there was nothing I could have done differently at the time. So those are my stories. I don't know why we're sharing these stories again, I forget, but I'm always happy to share them anyway. What did I miss in chat? So it was like when I got my graphic design job that we last spoke. It was in January, half a year ago. I got fired and didn't feel like continuing on design area, so got into teaching. Oh, well, teaching's a great place to be. I've been teaching for a while now. I mean, this is my first time teaching full-time. I was a substitute teacher before, so wasn't really making bank. But it's a very rewarding job. I mean, I work with little kids, so for me it's very rewarding. You're working with university students, it sounds like. So I don't know if it's the same type of vibe, but hopefully it is. You know what, Saru? This person can be the one that you lust would have think of. Probably if I actually knew many people. That's the thing. I know a lot of people because I'm an extrovert, so I just fucking talk to everybody. But it works. It's not as good as you think being an extrovert. Like, it is great. I do love being an extrovert because I meet a lot of people that I do like, and I don't mean that just romantically. I also mean like Chaos here and Saru and Ren. You know, friends who are very positive. That's the meeting people like you is the benefit to being an extrovert. But then there's also that downside and meeting a lot of the toxic people that I've kind of alluded to. And yeah, that's kind of like when people say they want to be extroverts, they're jealous of me for being so charismatic and outgoing. These are the words that they use. I'm not like sucking my own dick here. When people say that to me, I'm so jealous of you for being like this and that. It's like, I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, being me has its pitfalls. Being an extrovert is not all dandelions and roses, unfortunately. And that's also something that I've noticed with Twitch, that I've encountered a lot of negativity on Twitch, which is why I don't use it as much. So yeah, that's another fun fact for those of you wondering why I don't use Twitch as much. It's the same thing in real life and as it is on Twitch. The more extroverted you are, the more likely you are to meet some very not so great people. Like, I'm the exact opposite of my girlfriend, and we talk about future and marriage and this kind of stuff a lot. She's like the type that doesn't play games, hates anime. Wait, what? I thought your girlfriend was kind of like... Wait, what? I thought she was similar to you. I thought she was gamer girl for some reason. I mean, she did steal your Fire Emblem, so she's not that bad. But I thought she was like a weeb. What the hell? She is gaming and liking some anime stuff. My point is, maybe the one can be like the person that doesn't match you at all. I think it's some kind of connection. I mean, I have like IRL friends who are like best friends. I've known them for 10 years or longer than 10 years. Some of them I've known since preschool, but some of them I've known 10 years. Like, and they're close friends, inner circle, basically like brothers and sisters to me. And we barely have anything in common. We have very different hobbies. But we built memories together, and that's what keeps us together even though we're different. The fact that we maybe went to an arcade together, used to go to restaurants together. Maybe we do have some things in common, like maybe we don't have anime and gaming in common, but maybe we have cooking and baking in common, you know what I mean? And you build those relationships either on your hobbies that you have in common, or you just build them off of memories. You just feel it, and even if you have nothing in common, it works. I don't know how, but it works. It works, man. It's the respect, the mutual respect. It's the memories that you build together. It's a lot of things. My advice is stay away from those girls that think they are an anime. That gets creepy and dangerous really soon. When you say girls who think they're in an anime, are you talking... Because me and my friend have been talking about Instagram girls a lot. So are you talking about like those Instagram cosplayer girls who get like a lot of plastic surgery done so they could look like a doll, and then they cosplay, and basically you could tell that they had like their chins altered and a lot of different things? A lot of those girls are very pretty, but they're not natural, you know what I mean? They had the plastic surgeries for sure, but they're not unattractive. I definitely liked some of those pictures, even if they got plastic surgery. I'm not really good at being able to tell if a girl got plastic surgery. My friend can tell, so if I send him the picture, he'll be like, "Yeah, she has some stuff done." But I don't know, man. I kind of dig a few of those cosplayer types. Not all of them, but a few of them. I'm the same, Nico, and there's always the friends that try to warn you and you don't want to believe. My problem is the opposite, Chaos. I wish I had friends to warn me. My problem is my friends will say, "This girl's a great girl," and then I'll start talking to her, and then I'll find all of the things that are wrong with her. She'll start, like, falling apart before my very eyes. So my problem is that my friends don't fully know the people that they recommend to me. You know what I mean? I have the opposite fucking problem, man. Because if my friends told me something didn't sound good, I would listen to them. Because my friends, like I said, I've known them for 10 or 20 years. They're like family. If they tell me something's wrong, I'm gonna fucking listen to them. If I'm sharing information with them or asking them for advice, I'm going to trust the advice that I'm given. Otherwise, if I'm not gonna listen to the advice you're giving me, there's no point in me asking for advice. Which I hate when people do that to me, by the way, which is why I'm getting fired up. Has anyone ever asked you for advice and then they don't fucking listen to your advice? And then you're like, well, if you're not gonna listen to my advice, why the hell are you asking me? And then, that person that asked you for advice and didn't listen to you, their situation gets worse because they didn't listen to you. And then you're just like, you didn't listen to me. And now you're asking me for advice again. You're not gonna listen to me again. And you're just gonna stay in a rut. So what's the point? I don't know. I've had people like that and I just get tired of them. And I have to do away with them, unfortunately. Good stories. Wish I had a teacher like Nico. You know, I have a similar story, but it was like awkward. It happened recently. The dating story. Yo, Ren, share. Share your awkward dating story if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, that's fine. But I've shared a bunch of mine. Everybody here, Saru, Chaos, XYZ, they're all trustworthy people that I definitely give my gold star and thumbs up to, so fuck yeah. Girls in an anime, bro, I would date her. I could be the main protagonist, BF. Do you have any cosplay girls that you like, XYZ, from Instagram? My two favorites, I don't know if you guys know any cosplayer names, but my two favorites are C. Uxia Oro and Inakorin. Inakorin is a really good one. She's probably my favorite. That speaks, but she crazy though? That speaks like, senpai, let's go home together today, uwu. Like, damn girl, we are 20 plus and you speak like an 8-year-old? Oh, yeah, that's pretty nasty, bro. My best friend, who used to be a cop, complains about those girls. They'll be like Instagram cosplayers and they're in their 20s, but the way that they cosplay is almost like they're trying to look like they're like 10 or 12, and it's really kind of gross. But whatever, man. Saru is saying yeah. I don't know what he's saying yeah to, since I went on a long rant. I'm sorry, Saru, that all the ugly sides of my experiences and humanity is coming out now, but we gotta have the real talk. I like having the real talk every now and then. Nah, I get advice and don't do that advice, but I spread that advice. You know what, XYZ? At least you're spreading it. At least you're trying to use it to help other people. I respect that. I respect that at least. Lightblade, the problem is that she thought she was in a hentai all day long. She went the whole university with something on her, you know? And we're like dating multiple people and cosplaying and she was like, I don't know, the kind that yells at you for anything. If you turn your back, she could kill you. I don't know. That just sounds like a PB, a psycho bitch. Stay away from that one. Tell everyone to stay away from her. It was really bad going out with her. I'm glad that you're free from that. Alright, I finally caught up with chat. Shit. Lorena wept bitterly, burying her face into her musty pillow. She didn't want to wake any of the other maids, least of all Paulina and Isabel. She didn't think she could fend them off. Not now. Not when everything hurts so much. And Lorena? Lorena drew in a sharp intake of breath. So, her crying, no matter how muted, had managed to wake somebody after all. Or maybe they'd been awake this whole time. It was Ada. Yo, Ada is like always trying to be nice to her. Maybe she's gonna leave Taohua because of her anger issues. And then in the end, she's gonna fall in love with Ada, bro. I think this is gonna be an NTR Yuri visual novel. The worst day was when she took her boyfriend to meet me and I was dating her for like a month. Wait, what the fuck? That's weird. Something like that happened to me. So I was working at a job. It was part-time. And it was actually it was at a museum. And it was my second job at that museum. Because originally I was an intern. And then I moved into a part-time position in another department. So when I was an intern, I met a cool Asian guy. I'll just say races. And then when I moved to the different department, I met a Hispanic girl. And it turns out the Hispanic girl used to date the Asian guy that I knew. So I was becoming friends with the Hispanic girl. And then one day she wanted to take me to see the Asian guy. And it was very awkward because I feel like she was basically trying to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. Which didn't make sense because her and I weren't dating. You know what I mean? We were just friends, so there was no reason for him to be jealous. He didn't know we were just friends, but there was no reason for him to assume otherwise. And it turns out, so, not to scare you guys or anything, but real life stories. Turns out that Asian guy had threatened her with a knife one time. So I thought he was nice. Everybody thought he was nice. But it turns out he was crazy. And the girl wasn't completely normal herself, if I do say so myself. So another story of how I keep meeting crazy people. Turns out I was the 5th boyfriend at that time. Jesus, big day for all 5 of us, you know? Well, Chaos, you and those other 4 guys were basically the quintessential quintuplets, but reversed. Instead of 5 girls, it was 5 guys. Yeah, it happened like this. You know the new work I worked on? We had a new member, and I thought he was cute, but I didn't care that much about him because I was working, and it's a working place. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I don't know about... I'm not a fan of, like, workplace romance. It just ain't me. Lorena, are you alright? Lorena, her face wet and crumpled with tears, mumbled. I'm fine. It wasn't one of her most convincing performances, but Lorena, Ada's brow crinkled in the dark. It sounded like you were crying. I wasn't. Are you sure? Quite sure. Mostly. Maybe. Lorena shook her head. Why was she being so aloof with Ada, of all people? Talha might have turned on her, but Ada was her friend. So our co-worker wanted to go together to this festival, like group up somewhere and eat and then go to the festival. Alright, keep sharing. I mean, everyone is crazy in their own way. Nah, the people I meet are like fucking like serial killer crazy. You don't want to meet the people I meet. Chaos says, watch this anime like 3 episodes. Quintessential. Is it worth to keep watching? Season 1 of Quintessential is really good. I think there's a season 2, and then they're making a movie for the finale. The last 20 chapters of the manga, because I read the manga, the last 20 chapters get really boring. So I think the movie is gonna be kind of meh. It might be worth it to finish season 1. Season 1 was very good, but I don't know if it's worth it to watch the whole thing unless you're really interested. It depends on you. I think on my anime list, I gave it an 8 out of 10. If anyone wants to see my anime list profile, let me know. It has over 200 anime that I've seen and a couple of manga that I've read. I created a my anime list this week, so it's still pretty new. But if anybody wants to see it at any time, let me know. I'm going to share it in my Discord soon as well. And I thought I should dress up a little bit. I had like a dress and a little bit of makeup, and that's all. Alright, keep going. Tell us what happened next. Taohua might have turned on her, but Ada was her friend. Ada had been unfailingly kind to Lorena from day 1, and Lorena owed her a lot. Without Ada, she wouldn't have settled down in Bly so quickly. She was the salve that made the barbed comments from Lady Constance and the mean-spirited jibes from Pauline and Isabel tolerable. If anybody could console her, it was Ada. Sweet, gentle Ada, with her round face and her button nose, now blocked up with a strange sickness so her voice sounded unusually nasal. Well, maybe I was crying, just a little. Did something happen? Something or other always happens around here, but in this case, probably not. I was just fooling myself, imagining there was ever something there to begin with. Ada's brow furrowed in confusion. Is this about Pauline and Isabel? Those two? Lorena snorted in disdain. Like they could ever make me cry. I won't let them. Then, Lady Constance? I wouldn't give her the satisfaction. But, I heard about what happened the other day. With the porridge, I mean. It must have been scary. I'm a grown woman. Little girls throwing temper tantrums isn't scary. Oh, let's do a stream roasting Mal from the viewers? What do you mean from the viewers? That sounds like what, Anime Man did. I feel like he's done videos like that. I don't know. It's very hard to roast other people's My Anime lists. Because, for example, I know in my anime list with a lot of anime, I tried to be impartial. I tried to be a fair judge. Like, for example, I gave Jujutsu Kaisen a 7. I'm pretty sure there are some idiots that would give it a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 7 because I think it has some good characters, like the bro dude, one of the villains, like that tree villain. Goro is pretty cool. But the three main characters, the girl with the short hair, the guy that looks like Sasuke Uchiha, and the Sukuna guy, those three characters, I think they're all boring. I think they suck. And I think that the plot about collecting Sukuna fingers is also kind of boring. So I thought it's a 7 out of 10 at best. It might be a 6 out of 10. I don't know. It's not that exciting. So I gave it a 7 out of 10. Then, that's me being fair. Me trying to be fair. But then, you have anime like Kiss X Sis. If I was being fair, I would give Kiss X Sis a 5 or a 6. But, I'm biased. Like most humans are. Like all humans are. So I gave Kiss X Sis an 8 out of 10, I think. Because, you know, it was one of my first anime. I've got it on DVD, and good memories when I first discovered it, to say the least. So Kiss X Sis, 8 out of 10. So you know what I mean? It's like, when you look at someone's My Anime list, how do you know if they were being fair or if they were being biased? And how do you know what their bias is? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't feel comfortable judging people for that reason. Because I don't understand their thought process. Even if it's different from mine, they could probably still make a good argument for why it's fair. I only know crazy people from New York, nowhere else. Are you doxing yourself, XYZ? Damn. Well, now we know where XYZ is from. The hood. XYZ, good luck out there, buddy. And when I arrived, it was all good. Until some of our coworkers left us alone in the festival to get the others. And I was looking at this store with t-shirts. Uh-oh, the horror is coming. We could just see and share our opinions. He was asking me a lot about, like, do you want me to buy them or something like that? And I was like, huh? I was still confused. And the whole day he was just like, bought me stuff and took care of me. That's weird. That's weird. My opinion, Ren, is if he's not your boyfriend, he shouldn't be buying you things. Because if you let him buy you things, he's gonna have the expectation. And if you're not ready to fulfill that expectation, then he's gonna feel like you took advantage of him, like you used him, like you led him on, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do about that now, but if you're planning to date him, that's fine, 2 thumbs up. If you're not planning to date him, I think you guys are gonna have quite the fallout coming up. I don't judge, I just look at the animes they watch. For real, me too. It's simple, we see someone that gave Naruto or Nanatsu a 10, we roast them, the rest is fine. I think I gave Naruto an 8, I'm not sure, fuck. I don't remember. I know I didn't give it a 10. I out of the over 200 anime that I've seen, I think I only gave 10 of them a 10, a perfect score. So that's like 5% of the anime that I've seen maybe got a perfect score. Very small percentage. And the whole day he just like bought me stuff and took care of me. I was like, huh? Kiss X Sis for me is a 3. I was looking for cute romance. The first scene got me by surprise. Listen. Kiss X Sis really got me with one specific episode. I don't know if you guys have seen all of Kiss X Sis, but let me tell you what the episode was. You might remember it. So, I believe the sisters' names were Aki and Riko, or Akko and Riko, something like that. And Riko was the long hair one, and Aki was the short hair one. So there was an episode where he was studying with Aki, and whenever he would get a question wrong, I think, she would write the notes for the answer on her body, like near her oppai, let's say, and that's how he ended up remembering it for the test. And that study session is what made the anime for me an 8 out of 10. That was a sexy study session, bro. And I respect it and I admire it. It was perfection. Bro gave Jujutsu Kaisen a 0 and Kiss X Sis a 10. Jujutsu Kaisen is trash, bro. Real talk. It was mediocre at best. Yeah, XD, I know, but I didn't. That's good then, the fall off. It was so weird. I only know him recently and we haven't talked that much. It was the weirdest day ever. Damn. Look at you, Ren. Using poor innocent young men to satisfy your craving for anime husbando t-shirts and takoyaki. I got a phone call. It's a very important phone call, guys, live on stream. What's going on? He made me buy bread, and then he has leftover meat that he was gonna put into the bread. So why you called me and not him? What the fuck? Alright, bye. That was my mom trying to figure out what my dad is gonna eat for dinner. And I had, before stream, purchased some bread that he wanted me to get. So he should be covered. I don't know. You can roast mine. I only really care about Wotakoi. I'm gonna hurt your feelings right now. Chaos. I never finished Wotakoi, and I forgot to put it on my list. I think I only saw half of it the first 6 episodes. I gotta add that to my freaking list later. God damn it. Let me write that down, guys. Let me write that down real quick. I gotta add Wotakoi to my anime list. And I have to give Chaos the Mario Kart 8 role in the Discord in case you have a tournament. It was the weirdest day ever. Bro gave it a 10 because he saw oppai. No, I didn't give it a 10 because I saw oppai. I gave it a 10 because she wrote study notes next to her oppai. Get it right. For like, when I told him I could buy and hold my stuff myself, he was like, no, I can do that. Because he thinks he's dating you already, Ren. I'm surprised that he didn't try to give you a kiss. I was like, oh gosh, no. Gotta get going, Nico. Been a good talk. Alright, Saru. Thanks for hanging out and dropping by, bud. You told me this story, Panda? Oh, damn. Lightblade got the inside scoop. You're braver than me. I get scared of everything. Strange noises in the night and thunderstorms and Lady Constance. Ada shook her head. I even get scared of ghosts. Ghosts aren't real, Ada. I know, but the idea of them is frightening, don't you think? Not really. Well, you would say that. You're stronger than me. You didn't even get sick. Ada smiled at Lorena sheepishly. You've been working at Blythe for far less than I have, but I think you're a better maid than I'll be. You even know how to read and write. And look at what use that is. I think it's wonderful. I really enjoy it. It's cute. We got protagonists that are weebs and has a nice take on weebs working and drinking and having a good time with a lot of game references. And then I gave you Husbando in Discord. Best anime for me. Have you seen New Game? Have you seen New Game Chaos? Because New Game is kind of like that. It's slice of life. It's girls in a workplace setting. And they work on creating games. And I guess they're weebs. That's another one that I saw 6 episodes and didn't finish. But, I don't know if that's also one of the ones that you haven't seen yet that you would like. Or that you have seen and that you like. Just a thing, there is hentai on my anime list. Dang, I can tell you right now, there is no hentai on my anime list. I don't need hentai on my list. I already know what hentais I've seen. And there aren't that many good ones. But really? Yes, I respect you a lot. But you caught me crying in the middle of the night. I don't care, you're still one of the most incredible people I've ever met. You know, I bet Pauline and Isabel bully you because they're jealous of you. I'm not so sure about that. I think they bully me because they're vicious, boring people. But you're so smart, and you can write letters and read books and things. I'm sure they can't. Well, maybe. So you should cheer up. Ada smiled at Lorena encouragingly. I don't know who or what made you sad, but I'm sure you're better than they are. You're 100, no, 1,000 times better. Lorena dropped her gaze shyly. She wasn't used to being praised, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, but maybe she should tell Ada how she was feeling. She didn't want to keep secrets, not from her friend. If you're curious, I had an argument with Taohua. Taohua? But I thought you got on with her. She calls you my little Lori. She's complicated. We spent a lot of time together, but I feel like I don't really understand her. I don't think she wants me to. I just don't know what to do. Lorena sighed and curled up on herself like a flower blooming in reverse. Maybe she hates me. I'm sure she doesn't hate you. Oh, didn't hear about New Game, gonna watch? Yeah, definitely watch it. I think it doesn't have the romance like Watakoi, but it has everything else. So I think you'll enjoy it. On my it has, and I have Futabu as one of the best ever. Futabu, that's a hentai? I haven't heard of that. I don't need hentai on mine either. All you watch is hentai though, XYZ. You don't watch any regular anime. Jiyuu clearly hasn't seen the vanilla study hentai. What the heck is that? But she looks so angry, I wouldn't be surprised if she never talks to me again. Then she's stupid. Ada? Lorena looked at Ada with something akin to awe. She hadn't expected the quiet, malleable Ada, of all people, to speak ill of somebody else so firmly, least of all Taohua. She thinks she's smart, but if she's made you cry, she must be even stupider than I am. I'm sure she'll change her mind in a bit. You just have to give her time. Like a finicky cat? Exactly. You're one of the nicest people I know, and if you did upset her, I bet it was an accident. This thing will all blow over soon, and if it doesn't, then forget about her. Forget about Taohua? That was easier said than done. Something about the parlor maid made her linger in Lorena's mind even when she was far away, like the cloying scent of lavender. It would be impossible, Lorena was sure, to ever truly forget about her. They'd made far too many memories together. I know I'm nothing special really, and I'm always making silly mistakes, but... Ada looked at Lorena, hopefully from beneath her eyelashes. No matter what happens, Lori, I'll always be your friend. Always. She spoke firmly, like a stalwart soldier. The conviction in her eyes took Lorena by surprise. You wanna be? That's right, only if you wanna be my friend. Oh, Ada. Though Lorena's face was still damp, she found herself smiling all the same. It was impossible not to. You really are a true friend. Ada's face flushed. Lori, thank you. I should be the one thanking you. I feel a lot better now. The two girls smiled at one another, both sequestered in their own uncomfortable rectangular beds. Until Lorena, suddenly overcome with emotion, drew back her covers and shuffled to one side. Do you want to come in? You really want me to? You've been shivering for a while and it's very cold tonight. I think I could use the extra heat. But I'm sick and I don't want you to get sick too. It's a chance I'm willing to take, but no buts. You're my best friend and I just want to be with somebody right now. Somebody kind. I don't want to be stuck in my bed alone with my thoughts. I can't bear it. Well, if you really want, I'd be more than happy to keep you company. That was all Lorena wanted right now. Company. Being alone was far too depressing. Bro, we're sleeping with Ada now, bro. We're cheating. Holy cannoli. Alright, guys. We're close to the 2-hour mark, or at the 2-hour mark. I don't know. Yeah, we're close to the 2-hour mark in 10 minutes. So I'm gonna end stream. And I'm gonna go eat maybe a little bit. Get some hydration. Relax. I'll stream again next Friday. We stream Yuri content, as you guys know, every Friday. So I'll continue this game next Friday. Eventually we'll get a new Yuri game. But yeah, there will be no streams until next Friday, I think. This weekend I'm very busy and I'm starting my first week of new work on this week. So Friday will be the next stream and it'll be this again. Let me see if I want to give someone a shout out. I think my friend Saru, who was here in chat, is streaming now on Twitch. So I'm going to give him a shout out here. And if you guys want to go to his Twitch and drop a follow for him, that would be great. I've been watching him a lot lately. He's a lot of fun to talk to. He's a great person. He streams a lot of different games. He's recently got affiliate, so he's a growing VTuber. So please support him. I think that would be a very great thing for you guys to do. He definitely deserves it. He's a great guy. Lives in Canada. Canadians are great people. Thank you for wishing me luck on the new work, Chaos. I wish you the best as well on your new teaching endeavors, as well as your game shop. I hope you talk to me again soon, whether it's on Discord or during a stream, and, you know, let me know how things are going. It's always great hearing from you. So definitely got to keep it up. I'll give you the Mario role, and I'm going to post my anime list soon, so you guys can hunt for that if you're interested in seeing it. And, you know, you guys could bash me for my tastes or praise me, whatever you want to do. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. We'll stream again next Friday. If you've left a like on the video, because I see we got 7 likes, thanks for leaving a like. Those always help a lot. Hopefully we'll continue to get more likes as people find the VOD. And yada yada. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Eat well, sleep well. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Take it easy, everyone.